Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Tuesday, the 31st of October. I'm 2 minutes late for being an hour late, and I understand that. Waiting for the YouTube people to come on board. Waiting to see if we actually have a feed tonight because, well, I guess you all know from last night's experience that Flo playing up in the platform. So yeah. We're here, the YouTube people are on. Good night to the YouTube people, you're live. I hope you have a good stream tonight. I know last night was pressure, but we're here and we're live, and I am catching up with everything else that I take care of while I'm doing this. People actually buff me for being late, yes? Oh, they're not nice, or they're not normal. You know what it takes for me to do this video? If you only knew, good evening to Graham Gonzalez and the rest of the crew on the YouTube feed who keeps us informed as to what's going on over there. Let me just check the volume settings on that, and it looks normal. So, yeah, let's see if we're going to get any kind of audience tonight, and let's see what we could deal with as we go.
I wanna fly.
Yeah?
Fly up to the sky.
They're having elections in the party.
When the sea change up, things rearrange up.
You know, share the video, right?
Since they get rid of past,
Share the video, share the video.
let the past be the past.
Share it up, share it up.
When see brand new, they're going to tell you. This is since the humble don't rubbish. The party have no more rubbish. But when I look around, what do I see? Recycled politicians. I see kangaroos like a salmon from Logan, hopping from bandwagon to wagon. So they polish and shine, they fall back in line. But that cannot take my mind. Jump high, jump low, whether sun or rain. I am
Falling for that again.
It's the same faces.
Vasant Bharat,
Same faces.
Larry Lala, Stephen Kedis.
UNC, the same bunch of stamping thieves. When the airport billions disappear. Remember, Rudlal was right there. When the English bank account didn't declare. Remember, Warner was right there. But they changed their pants and they changed their skirt. They changed their blouse and they changed their shirt. They even changed the style of their hair. But they had changed their stinking underwear.
They're calling it change. They're calling it elections. These same people, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. Normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, you know. Chaos. Normal for the spider is the web working nice. That same web is death for the fly. Normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. Trinidadians have a version. We say what is joke for schoolboy is death for crapo. Let me deal with this now, man. Stephen Kedis, I want to call you out because you make my life hard. You know why? If I was black or Madras, I wouldn't have a problem. But you are like the sword of Damocles hanging over any caramel light-skinned person's head if we go into elections because of the stunt you pull using Keith Noel's murder, dragging his coffin through Port of Spain like you give a crap to get into the UNC, to get into government and stunt. To do not one fire truck. You ain't do nothing for nobody, Stephen Kedis. So you make every light-skinned person looking to get into politics, especially because you're masqueraded as an activist. Stephen freaking Kedis. Take a step back now. All you eat. Take a step back. Step back. Vasant Bharat, parroting change. Eat well off UNC. Eat well. You're coming to fight the same Kamla that give you not one, not two, but three ministries at the same time. If you knew it was wrong now, how come it was wrong then? When you was drawing not one, not two, but three cabinet salaries, brother. Come now, man, Vasant. Come now, you're calling it change. Where the change? A small change. Stacey Rupnarain jump out herself and fight Surut Rambachan for a man she was dating at the time to get a contract. In the same Kirab interchange, that the PNM come and bounce up for Rohan to give to family, friends and family. Change? How is this change? Larry Lala toting feelings, because it looked like if Larry Lala was the last lawyer left. Hear that, sir? If Larry Lala was the last lawyer left in the UNC, Kamala would have made an engineer the Attorney General. Larry Lala toting that they ain't hire he. So he jump on the C team. It's not the B team, eh? This is the C team. This is Ramuta Singh Money backing some also runs. This is the C team, you know. This is the never come, always late. This is them. Do nothing for nobody. The C team. The B team is Monilal. The B team is Monilal. But they calling themselves change, and I vex for that. And I vex for that. Because you're fooling people. You've done nothing for nobody. Stephen Cadiz, you point out a blog a night. Don't waste time. One paragraph. In one paragraph, tell this nation what you've done. What you've done as a minister, because I could tell you what I have done, and I've never had public office. I save people time in traffic. I get water and lights for people. I get house for people under 2 government. I was instrumental in assisting in 2 bills becoming law. I have helped the orphans, the homeless, the disabled. What did you do, Stephen Cadiz? Climb up on Keith Noel coffin outside the Red House, and then what? Stunt. Stunt. Get yourself something nice, and all you eat. And you know you eat. Get out the politics now. What do you have to offer now that you couldn't have done then? What? And your finances. Your finances is the same little handful who trying to build mall all through the country, who was financing the COP, come now to finance this C team. Keith Noel 136. Keith Noel was the 136th murder for a year. So you formed the Keith Noel 136 committee, and you went through town saying, we will not rest. We will not stop till they are brought to justice, till murder is turned around. What happened? When you got that position, you rested. And people asked, was Keith Noel's murderers brought to justice? And the answer is no. Did murder turn around? And the answer is no. Because before Gary Griffith, it was Klein. And you wasn't talking murder. You wasn't talking crime. Every chance you get on your legs in the parliament under the UNC. And today I had to have a conversation with people, and I tell them, when Barry Padarat is the member of parliament for Naparima, but he living in Couva South, what does that say to the people in Naparima? You see, the UNC is under no freaking circumstances. When Barry Padarat sleeping dry in Couva North or Couva South, wherever he living, and the people in Naparima flooding, Barry don't know. Barry have to find out on the phone. You see, your member of parliament supposed to live where you live in. Where you live in, that's where your member of parliament supposed to live. Because if they have flood and they have crime and they have mosquito biting people, you don't have to go and line up outside the office and tell them, because if mosquito biting you, mosquito biting them too. If you have no water in your taps, they have no water too. If it's flooding by you, them just have to look down, it's flooding by them too. But when them living in another constituency, and that's why I said, the UNCs take people for jackasses. When Stephen Cadiz sat down on a morning in Hema Ramkissoon's show and referred to his MP, Carl Bimbert, that meant the people of Chaguanas East didn't have real representation. Because Stephen Cadiz was their member of parliament, but didn't consider them enough to go and live among them. So what was jamming the people of Chaguanas East? Stephen didn't know firsthand. He didn't. He didn't know firsthand. And I have no brief for the UNC, you know. But I just want you all to see the stunt, see through the stunt, and tell them, fire truck away. Because today, somebody sent me a thread with Larry Lala, a girl called Vasha Sankar, and Herbert Volney talking about me. Now, Herbert Volney is the only member of parliament in this country's history to have been fired from the parliament. Herbert Volney should have been banned from the parliament for what he did. He came back and he apologized to the nation and to Anand Ramlogan for interfering with Section 34. He took the blame. Kamla said he did it, and he said yes, and I'm sorry. But he was never charged, not even investigated, as far as I know, for misbehaving in public office. But that is the textbook definition of misbehaving in public office. You write a law to free UNC finances, Section 34, and when they march against you, went and buy a car for your daughter and you put 34 as the license number. First you didn't care in Volney. But let's pretend, Herbert, let's pretend, Herbert, that is not your claim to fame. Let's look at your parliamentary record. As a member of parliament for St. Joseph, what did you get for them? 0. Let's look at your track record as a Minister of Justice. What did you accomplish? 0. You spent whatever time you had in that office talking about things that you never did. Stunting. Our next stuntman, Herbert Volney. You have the audacity, the brazenness, the bull-sized balls to be standing up and talking about other people after the mess you make of your chance at governance, at leadership. You see, you are the reason there is a saying, miss me with that bullshit. Herbert Volney, you don't have the moral authority to talk about Satan. You need to sit up, shut up, and try to look intelligent. Hush your mouth and let people like whatever left of you. But don't get into this thing and play. You coming to talk about who is this and who is that. You don't have that right, brother. And Vasha Sankar with your 6 followers, writing in the Sunshine newspaper. Listen to me now. Give me a break now, friend. If Kamla I see you kissing ass yet looking for a post, don't use my name now. Don't use me. I have nothing for you, and you have nothing for me. Let me go forward now. Let's go forward from here. Because all the United National Congress has done to its followers since it was formed as Club 88, and tell Bastille Pandey, tune in now, Silver Fox. All you've done is climb up on Indian people back and piss on them because they have nothing to show for both UNC. In fact, there were 3. Pandey had 2 UNC terms. For all 3 UNC terms, the people who supported the UNC, that party started as representing sugar workers and farmers. And farmers come out of your UNC 3 times and nothing changed for them. The European Union money had reached them yet? I don't know. All you're talking that long time, but it reached them yet? But coming to stunt again, what in the UNC has any value to anybody? The last UNC, thief it out. That was their plan. Thief it out. The UNC before that, thief it out. If Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj didn't pull down Pandey, they was going with Karani Limited. They was going with the Pitch Lake. They was going with NGC. And Gillett and them was taking the bandwidth that Trinidad was allocated. Find out, do your research. All of that was on the chopping block. While Ish and Steve and Brian was ramaging in Piaco. That is the legacy of the United National Congress. And that is why I tell Trinidad and Tobago, the 3 letters UNC stands for under no circumstances. You can't trust that party again. Not one of them. Not one of them. There is not an ounce of leadership material. They stink, they're dirty, they're disgusting. The UNC came to office and wrote laws to cement their hegemony and power. They tried to pass a runoff legislation that would have negated third parties. First, they wanted to undermine the democracy. Under no circumstances. And Vasha, I'm trying to be respectful because my team tell me, be respectful. So I just stand up for myself and I'm telling you, find something better to do with your time now because you're not good at what you do now. You're not good at it. You have no business standing up and pointing your finger at other people while defending one of the most obscenely corrupt organizations this country has ever had. The United National Congress has made billionaires of bounce check artists, On 2 occasions, they come to power with 2 different families that only own a backhoe that leave there as billionaires. But you're attacking me and you're leaving them. You have ministers in that party that can't explain the traveling routine. Every 3 months they're on a plane when they're in opposition, taking the US out. 10,000 is the threshold, I understand. So you're taking it out $10,000 US at a time. Naresh Maraj asked me, what am I doing to diversify the economy? Naresh, we will talk about that in a little while. I can't do it now because I'm not in government yet, but we have good plans. Basdeo Pandey walking up and down the country talking about constitution reform. But Basdeo Pandey was in the NAR that had 33 seats out of 36. They could have rewritten the entire constitution, but they wanted to fight race war. They wanted to take the Indian vote and go and leave the Une of Ife in the parliament. That is the kind of bullshit that went on as governance in Basdeo Pandey's time, that leave in 1988 and went and formed Club 88 in Aranguez. Why you didn't reform the constitution then? Why? But you're all over town now trying to lay ground for Michaela. Why you didn't reform the constitution then? You see, these 2 parties is playing next in line. It's like those games when you was as a child, send one over. So it's Monilal, Vassan, Michaela, who's the line? Who going on in the PNM? After Rowley, it's Faris, then Stuart. Apparently that's the lineup in the PNM. And I want to tell you all this, I want to tell you this, and I want to tell you this, because all of this, you wouldn't find this in the Guardian or the Express. You wouldn't. But you know you'll find? The Express have 3 stories today on a little girl who committed suicide. All the things that are wrong in this country, we still to this day don't know a lot of what's going on with the corruption in this country. But we know this little girl who committed suicide, her whole life. 1,000 people dead in the last 2 years from murder. Murder! We're not following up those 1,000 people's lives. We're not following up the police service and asking them, where are the killers of these 1,000 people? But this little girl who hung herself, Express preoccupied with her. They're preoccupied with her. So you wouldn't get this information there. You wouldn't get it there. The media, the traditional media, the media that's supposed to give you the information. And I want to tell you, all of this stunting, all of this performance that's going on in these political parties, time to see beyond it. See beyond it. See beyond what's going on Heyman Fazir show in the morning. See beyond it. See beyond CNC3 and TV6. How is it possible? And I keep asking this, it has not escaped me yet. Lloyd Best's wife, how come she was the political coordinator for CNC3 and TV6 during the 2015 election? 2 assumingly separate organizations. How come? How come she coordinated both CNC3 and TV6's political agenda for an election coverage? How? Tell me. If you are 2 separate news agencies, how is that possible? How is it possible for Suniti Maraj to be writing in the Express and working for Guardian Media at the same time with the same job? Where are the rest of the journalists that like to big up themselves and beat up themselves when you put the spotlight on journalists? Where Asha Javid and them? Where them? Because Suniti's defend Asha, so Asha, I assume, will be able to defend Suniti. But where them? You see, this is why traditional media have to die. Because you've never had real media, you've never had real governance. This is a country that has been taken for a ride for 55 years. And for the last 30, has been abused and advantaged. This is our reality. This is our truth. And there are people who don't want you to talk this. Worse, there are people who don't want you to know this. So they will gang up Herbert, Larry, and Vasha and talk about me. And talk about me. A man did a poll, put a picture of Kamala, a picture of Keith, and a picture of me. And knowing that I was going to lose convincingly to make a point, was shocked when we beat the other two handsomely and combined. You see the wake-up call coming, that the Progressive Empowerment Party is the people's response. All of a sudden, the people of Trinidad and Tobago has political representation outside of the power structure. You can have the same financiers making money whether PNM in power, UNC in power. How come the same Namalco and Calco that Stuart Young jam up on the news and say that they're taking action against them, you give them contracts? So who you fooling? Who you fooling? Who are you fooling? You fire Calco from Maracas. Was Calco paid? But you hire Calco from Manzanilla. Now you tell me. You tell me. And Rohan Sinanan and Stuart Young, Bussin Mark, all over the place, but can't answer for Marlene McDonald and Shiman and Calabar Foundation and public funds. And they can't answer for Camille Robinson Regis and Shibaga money. They can't answer for those things. So they send out their distractors, their deflectors, their misdirectors, attack the PEP. But we've never had public office. We've never had public office. We have no track record to answer. Kamala and Keith has to answer. Manning and Pandey has to answer for the condition of the hospital. Today in court, a homeless man sued the state and lost and was ordered to pay costs. And I'm asking, if he can't pay the costs, will the state go and take his cardboard box? Kamala and Keith, Manning and Pandey have to answer for the condition of the judiciary, the justice system in this country. It needs undoing and redoing. It is in a bad state of disrepair. They have to answer for the non-functionality of the Director of Public Prosecutor's Office when it comes to white-collar crime and corruption. Because not one of them has been brought to justice in 55 years. So I am not blaming the current office holders. I'm asking, of all of them, they have to answer for the Integrity Commission. The underfunded, underutilized, underempowered Integrity Commission. Kamala, Keith, Manning, Pandey. And they have people's names before the DPP that require investigation for non-submission, and it going nowhere. This has become do what the hell you like, man. Kamala, Keith, Manning and Pandey have to answer for the fact that the borders of this country are so wide open that you can drive your high-powered, expensive yacht to Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, pick up whatever you go there to shop for, and come back into the yacht club, into yachting association, into wherever you park, and jump out. And nothing between Colombia, Mexico, or Venezuela and yacht club to look and see where you went to pick up. But it's not just them. It's you could drive up any river. You could motor onto any beach. North Coast, South Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Nobody checking here. Nobody checking here. Kamala, Keith, Pandey, Manning have to answer for that. Because that's when David Rudder say, somebody letting the cocaine pass. It's them he talking about. Somebody eat out the weed well fast. Remember that? That was Operation Weed Eater under Manning. They know how to burn down weed. But cocaine different. Cocaine different. And Larry, Vasha, and Herbert I've never been in public office, but I tell you, if I am ever elected, there will be a maritime security wall in quick time. Within weeks of our coming to office, the United States, Canada, England, France, Spain, anybody who wants to assist will send vessels and secure our borders 3 miles out, connected by the 360-degree radar, create a virtual line in the sea. You have 2 instructions. Your first instruction is yield to search. Your second instruction is prepare for rescue. Because between the first and the second, if you don't yield for search, they will blow you out of the water. And we will fix it instantly. You see, Larry, Vasha, Herbert, the Progressive Empowerment Party has never formed the government. The UNC has done it 3 times, and the PNM has done it 8. But if the Progressive Empowerment Party was in office, the port would be unstuffing containers. And not one, not the 40% that Rowley just told the nation that is standard under Kamala, under Pandey, under Manning, under him. The 40% that passes free. Because this is a country where a car dealership opened a 40-foot container and drugs fell on the showroom floor. And we sweep that away. And we pretend we didn't find drugs in the chicken. We pretend that cocaine and guns not coming through the port. We pretend that we didn't just find millions of US dollars disguised as plywood. We pretending. Because for some people it's okay. But I want to let you know that under the Progressive Empowerment Party, all them bandits will have to find another way, not Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, we will be augmenting the local security services with international agencies for years. We will be doing joint exercises for years with 186 nations. We have one goal, the eradication of white-collar narcotic crime in this country. It must end, and it will end fast. And I know y'all don't want to hear that, because plenty of y'all living well on the white powder. Plenty front pews in the church putting money in that basket, white powder money. When they talk about sopping up the liquidity in the banking sector, it's cocaine dollars, because an economy is a closed thing. It goes out and it comes back, profit and loss, and you can account for it. But if all of a sudden you have an alternate economy that bring in cocaine dollars, that's excess liquidity. Sop up that. Sop up that. But you see, they get to use terms like sop up excess liquidity to the average person in Trinidad and Tobago and understand that they don't have access to the information to explain to them that an economy like this one is closed. We know what we're selling. Everything has an invoice. We know what's supposed to come in and what's supposed to go out. We could balance it. If we wanted to, Trinidad is like a town. Trinidad is smaller than a county. We could balance it if we wanted to. They've never wanted to, but we will. We will show you on paper where all this country money went, you know. We'll show you. We will show you who was stunting in the RHAs for money. We'll show you that. Because somebody had to come to government, and it is not Vasant, and it is not Herbert, and I don't know what Vasha role is and Larry, but it's not them. It's not them. Them is stunt men and stunt artists. Them looking to clink glass and put on pointy shoe and go and lime in Aria. Aria don't exist no more. Residence and Siam. You see, they don't have to answer for the $25 billion that was given to Clico for the theft in Clico and CL Financial. They don't. They don't have to tell you that that money could have been rebuilt every single house in Trinidad and Tobago. Not just poor people. Not just squatters. Every single house in Trinidad and Tobago, the money that was taken to give to Dupre and his bandit clan could have rebuilt all. How you feel? How you feel? But Stuarty Boy stunting in the parliament, that is not governance. Stuarty Boy stunting is not governance. And he is only chief stuntman in the PNM because Faris can't talk no more. Because Faris have too much thing to answer for. So Faris had to sit down there dumb and mute and just like himself. But he liking himself. Johnny well liking himself. But you have to know and you have to say. Because this is where we're at now in this country. We're at a place where you have media. Hear this, sir? You have me. Trump could have said what he wanted about the media. Ronald Reagan told a media, he said, listen, I am paying for this microphone and I will stop talking when I am ready. Let her take that and shut up. Trump could have said what he wanted about the media, and the media said that cover him. In Trinidad and Tobago, the media has hidden the Progressive Empowerment Party. Now that is still journalism that you could trust. Regardless, they could hate me. They could despise me. What the Progressive Empowerment Party is doing is still news. We've had 9 public, well-attended meetings and 3 protests, well-attended. And they cover every 2-man band with a cardboard sign, but the PEP. And if they were stretched for manpower, we send them pictures. We send them write-ups. We let them know. We let them know what went on, what you missed this week, media. And they will never cover it. You know why? Because they're not real journalists. And it is not free and fair media. That is the voice of the power structure. That is the voice of the hidden backroom boys in Clydesdale Club and Union Club and all them little fancy buildings with special symbols. We will deal with that too. Because plenty of the things that go on in this country are decided behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. People get put in position. Decision made behind the scene. And you take it as a fait accompli. Listen, this is a country that saw the Cabo Star come in before we even knew the Cabo Star name. Now the Cabo Star is here. It is in service, out of service, being fixed with your money while we're renting it with your money, and nothing can stop it. Eh? That's like somebody call you on the phone and tell you, I'm coming home by you to thief. I'm going to see you there around 3. And you can't do nothing about that. And that is not the end. That is not the start. Cabo Star or Ocean Flower, forehand massage. I mean, where they get these boats from, it sounds like they rescue them from one of them Taiwanese massage parlors. That is not the end all and be all of the corruption in this country. There are people in the construction business who sit down and tell you that they cannot believe what is taking place in this country now. What took place under the UNC. Thief out everything. And you see, you could tell yourself, boy fell, get them a little blind. You see that little blind is if you go home and everything in your house gone. And they leave a cushion for you. And a glass so you can drink some water from the tap. You get them a blind to come back and take what you have left. You will give them that blind. Because Kamla and Keith and Pandey and Manning has to answer for every piss-stained mattress in the hospital that don't have a sheet. And every piece of foam that somebody have to lie down on the ground on when they can't get a bed. They have to answer for that. Because Kamla and Keith, Pandey and Manning could have fixed it. We had the money. We still have the money. It could fix. It could fix. And every time they drive past Morva, Beetham, Laventille and Ceylons, they have to answer for that. Because as long as you keep people dependent and stupid, you have an abundance of slave labor that will do just about anything to eat. They know better, you know. They know that they deserve better, but they have no representation. The People's National Movement has done nothing, ever, for Morva, Beetham, Laventille and Ceylons. Nothing. Nothing. Ever. Nothing. And the UNC did less. So those people find themselves in a political black hole that they cannot be touched. They cannot be represented because the PNM don't care about them and the UNC cannot care about them Because if UNC spend treasury dollars in Morvan, Beetham, Laventille, and Silots, their base will revolt. And they know that. Their base will revolt because the night Kamla won, the DJ say, is we time now. Remember when Shamfa said it in the parliament? We in charge, and all they want to beat up. She wasn't the first. This is what these two sides do. This is what these two sides say. It's our turn to eat and to feed. Nothing for you. Remember when Jack Warner told them, if you didn't vote for us, you have nothing to get. With treasury dollars. You can imagine that? You could imagine that is our reality, how this country is run. And we live in a nation, I said today, this is a nation in so much fear that we've replaced the word goodbye with get home safe. Everybody tells everybody, get home safe. We know the country broken. We know crime eating us from the inside out. But we're not sensible enough to do what it takes to fix the crime that have us beaten up like that. Have us at risk. I was asked to address the issue of hunting. This is a country where you tell them, eat it, they're eating it. Eat all. Eat all. Nothing like a moratorium, nothing like a plan. Eat all. Wild meat now is a style. Kill out everything. Kill out everything. Now you tell me. And we want to have tourists come here and show them our green, our virgin forests with termite and jack spaniel as our fauna. Yeah? And I know that for the sycophants, it had to be hard. I know it has to be hard. On a side note, I want to say this again to everybody who WhatsApps me. If you send me a video and you do not put a description of what is the video, I will ignore it. I get 100 WhatsApps an hour. So if I'm not told what it is, it just gets passed. So please, if you're sending me something, somebody just asked me, why do I hate PNM and UNC so much? I would like to hold her hand, walk her into a police station, walk her into a fire station, walk her into the hospital, walk her into a magistrate court, walk her up and down any city street. Just see them and say, $3,000 billion passed through this country. $3,000 billion. We could have bought the rest of the Caribbean with that money. $3,000 billion passed through this country. And I know it had to be hard for diehards to defend the abuse that they themselves taken, you know. They see it, but the only thing that could keep you still supporting either of them parties is racism. Common sense would have left you a long time ago. And it doesn't make sense. And to the members of this party, you see when the trolls come, just ignore them. Ignore them because they will go their way. They are already devoid of the common sense it takes to come in out of the rain. You see, common sense would have said a long time ago, this, whatever this is, not working. Common sense would have said a long time ago, if we have a $60 billion budget, and there's a million of us in this country, and a billion, and 60 billion, and there's a million, it's $60,000 a man. Why do we have to spend that money on everything else? Why not just share out everybody? Look, $60,000. Pay for what you want. Buy your own stuff. Instead, we give some plenty and others none. And then we go back to the none people. And I have a friend, she's sending me messages and I want to let her know. Philip Edward Alexander will never lie to you for your vote. the PNM and the UNC voters, the PNM and the UNC supporters have to at some point realize that this is more than a breakdown of governance. This is a conspiracy, and you are not victims. You are enablers. You are co-conspirators. You've put them in office. Everything that goes wrong from there, you're responsible for, because you've put them there. You've put them there. And that's our truth. And we have to listen to that. We have to pay attention to that. That there is nobody in the PNM that could answer for Mova, Bitam, Lavantel, and Silots. And if they cannot, if they look, Gary Marshall, a UNC sycophant, he get let out of being blocked today, so he vented his spleen. Tomorrow he'll be blocked again permanently. Because you get a chance to come back out and act in polite company. And if you can't, and then they will go and cry to other people and say, Philip just blocked them. But don't come and talk foolishness on the wall and distract people. Our reality can't change. It cannot change until the PNM could answer for the money that was spent on their watch. Contrast and compare with the conditions of the people in Mova, Bitam, Lavantel, and Silos. They can't speak. They have no moral authority. Kamla in the boat. Kamla in the boat was a stunt. UNC people should have pushed her back out the way. Don't come here. You had a chance in government. You could have fixed this. You spend billions of dollars building foolishness, enriching people. You could have fixed this flood situation in the country. You could have built retention ponds. You could have come and rescued the people who had to live, who built houses on the riverbanks. You could have helped them. You could have helped them. But you didn't. And you're coming out to stunt by them sitting down in a boat while people standing up in water up to their ankle, and you make yourself look like a fool. Yeah? Truth. Truth.
I jumped the wall about 12 o'clock and I gone inside. Stand up there, the people spent me eye, open wide. Everybody inside there like they betting hard. But when I watch out their faces, mama, yo, like they're going mad. It must be the budget that the man from Whitehall did read. Cause all of them inside are there like they suck and really see. That kind of hair couldn't come from weed. This is not a fet in here, this is madness. This is not the kind of jam where you stand up like a chupidi begging for mercy. This is not a fet in here, this is madness. Ay, 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 ay. Everybody mad. Ay, 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 ay. Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Why we going?
We have to be more than mad. We have to be more than mad because Kamla and crew thief out everything. They thief out everything. We're in a recession. Stuntman him, but don't know how to deal with it. And he and his partners thieving out everything again. And you cannot be so mad as to think the UNC is the solution to the PNM that was the solution to the UNC that was the solution to the PNM. Because that is insanity. That is a textbook definition of insanity. That is doing the same thing expecting a different result. That is madness. That is true madness. I want to ask all the members on the thread, please, either stop commenting or stop commenting to the trolls. Thank you. Because you're distracting yourself and others. Just let them talk. The reality of our situation is I am the only person man enough to release all the trolls. I will let them come out here. Because they need to learn. You're not teaching them. Chantal Mondi was right. You're not teaching them anything, fighting with them. Let them vent their spleen. We will deal with it after. We will deal with it after. Let us focus on taking this country forward, because today our people were stuck in traffic for hours. Our people were stuck in traffic today for hours because the country has never properly been set up to organize how we do business in Trinidad and Tobago. We have 200,000 people driving into Port of Spain every day to work in government offices and then drive back home at the end of the day. What insanity is that? And they come in and meet up the port. So one little two-lane highway coming out of Port of Spain, handling 200,000 people trying to cross, the people coming out of the west, and next 100,000 trying to come out of the west. And then you're adding to that 20 and 40-foot containers when the port opened the gate. Now you tell me, Kamla Keith Pandey Manning didn't see that that's a problem? Couldn't see that that was a problem that needed addressing? That if we moved all the government offices out of Port of Spain and built them in the center of the island, that it would be equidistant to everybody and we wouldn't have that much traffic in Port of Spain? They couldn't see that if we moved the port, we wouldn't have that much traffic in Port of Spain, as 90% of the containers leave Port of Spain, heading to the east and Point Lisas. Wouldn't it make more sense to relocate the port to there? Come on, man. And you want to stunt? You want to say that Kamla is an option? Kamla that couldn't fix that last time? So what she'll do now? What she'll do now? What will she do different now that she didn't do then? What will Vassan do now that he couldn't have done then? Because none of them stood up in the cabinet. None of them broke ranks. None of them put aside party line and stood up for Trinidad and Tobago. Not one of them. So why would you have an interest in any one of them? You've ended up with a red and ready PNM because you had no options. You have an option now. It is time to fire both of them. It is time to fire both of them. It is time to make the UNC and the PNM history in this country. It is time to consign racist voting to our past. It is time to say, ask what you will do to solve the traffic. We say zone the schools. When you zone the schools, half the traffic done, because when school close in this country, they have no traffic. So that's what you call counterintuitive. It is sensible because it is sensible. But neither of those parties understand that, because this, to zone the schools, take work that you can't thief money with. The FCL don't get in, EFCL don't get involved in that. You see, if they could have thief money doing it, they'd have do it already. Instead of a burns unit, which was all Point Lisas needed, Kamla went and stunt with a children's hospital that the country still don't need. And they want to hold up little 1 and 2 children and tell them, but look, this child here sick. It will always be cheaper to take money out of the treasury and send that child to John Hopkins. It would always be easier to insure the population, insure all the children up to the age of 13. That will be money dust compared to the billions stolen to build that facade, that waste of time in Point Lisas that we don't need. That you could pelt a stone from it and hit the Ruba Stadium, and next one. And now this PNM, this nasty, dirty PNM, building a stadium in secret in Diego Martin. I told you all about it. It ain't make media yet. It ain't make media yet. We ain't hear about it in the parliament yet. This is our truth. We come to you with that. We come to you and tell you this is your reality. That unless and until we address these issues, if you zone the schools traffic, half the traffic gone. If you move the government campus and the government offices out of Port of Spain, move all the ministries out of Port of Spain, move it. If you move them, all the traffic done. All. You believe that? All done. Everywhere that floods, you could fix the flood right there. Because right there, where the water collects, is where you build your retention system that holds the water. Japan just built a structure for the equivalent of $5 billion TT that could hold all of the rainfall from a Category 5 hurricane. Fill that first and then pump it out into the sea. Manage your country. But we've not done these things because our people never mattered. We are in 2017 and we don't understand the floodgates that Holland was using 500 years ago. Floodgates, we still can't open and close a floodgate. There are now solar-powered automatic wind control sluices that takes and redirects water without you even knowing it going on. I mean, 2,000 years ago, the Romans invented aqueducts and showed you how to take water up and over the mountains. Come now, man, we stunted. We stunted, PNM and UNC foolishness. Race war. We time now. What is your time now? What do you get for it? I was in Chaguanas today. What is done to the people of Chaguanas is obscene. The people of Chaguanas, East and West, should line up to kick UNC out of this country. Them alone. Canopia should want to kick them into the sea. Canopia is so, I mean, the people in Canopia are trying, but the infrastructure in Canopia, I mean, they really leave them people like a village. But Chaguanas East and Chaguanas West, if you leave, they're building malls by the mile. I was in, I think it's Extra Foods. I was in a mall, one of them, Nightport or something, Sunday. To leave that mall, which is before Price Plaza, you have to head south to Lange Park to come back to our next. You have to pass through our first roundabout, go to a second roundabout, pass that roundabout, come back and come round it again, to come back where you just come from, to go over the flyover, to get into traffic that takes you behind Medford gas station. I want to tell you, that plaza where I was here and Medford here, the highway between them. But to get from here to here, you have to drive 10 miles the other way in traffic. Nothing was done for the people. Nothing. Nothing was done. UNC left them like that. Still, to this day, UNC represents them and does nothing for them. To this day, I have never, besides me, you ever hear in the parliament, Mr. Speaker, I would like to raise a matter of urgent national interest. What is being done to the people in Chaguanas is obscene and is abuse. You ever hear them in between stunts? You ever hear them? People have to sit in traffic in Chaguanas for hours. Today was insanity. And this is a country where we're discovering bodies the way Guyana discovering oil. Even Grenada just discovered oil. You don't find it weird that the same $45 a barrel that have them prospering and thriving, we can't live on? They find that weird. We have refinery. We can't live on it. You don't find it weird that we have the largest pitch lake in the world, one of two, and paving all the roads in the world. We have no money. You find it weird. You don't find that weird. You don't find it weird that banks making billions of dollars in this country, taking advantage of people, and neither Kamla nor Keith Manning nor Pandy thought to address it. That the banks boast billions of dollars in profit, what is really fees that they're taking from poor people money. Heartless. Heartless. What the banks doing in this country is pauperizing poor people more. Madness. And not one of them, not Keith, not Kamla, not Pandey, not Manning, thought to stand up for the people. Not one of them. We are in a situation where we could fix the traffic in Chaguanas in a year. You're going to need to put in some infrastructure. But more importantly, you're going to need some planning. You're going to need some planning. You're going to need to acquire some properties, and you're going to need to put in proper infrastructure that moves traffic in and about. Some parts of Chaguanas should be vehicle free, but to leave Mid-Center Mall and to come out of Chaguanas, you have to drive north beyond Center Point Mall, come back down to Center Point Mall, and then turn left to come back out of Chaguanas. The entire thing is madness. All they've done, this is what Jack Warner and the UNC did. They stretched the traffic. They couldn't solve it, so they stretch it. They relocate it. They hide some of it away. The vast majority of sensible people is drive straight past Chaguanas and turn around. Nobody wants nothing to do it there. Going forward from here in this nation, our politics has to save us or it will damn us to hell. Make no mistake. Make no mistake about this. If our politics doesn't save us, it will damn us to hell. Do not think that because you're watching some stunt men and women who rich off stolen money that they higher in life than you. They're not. They're getting away with murder. No. Somebody will come along with access to government power that will take that money back. You see, all this stolen money, we have to take it back. To the people who want to message me and tell me, don't say that, don't message me again with that. Because I want to tell you something. All them white-collar criminals, we need to empty the jails and fill it with them. Because all the murder and madness and mayhem that goes on in Trinidad and Tobago is because of those white-collar criminals. If Trinidadians had the hope and opportunity of the money that they was rightfully theirs, we would have 1% of the crime that we have today. All of the madness and mayhem and murder that go on in this country is because of those stink and disgusting white-collar criminals. And every single one of them deserve to be in jail. And we must auction their big houses and their fancy cars. And I want to take away the children's shiny suit and shiny shoe and bring them back from stunting in Paris on Trini money. Your mommy and daddy didn't make that. They thieved that. And you must come home and answer for it. People say, Phil, be gentle, be nice. $3 trillion stolen from this country. People in Trinidad and Tobago, they have people in this country living lives of such desperation, such squalor. They have no idea, literally, where the next meal come from. And these mocking pretenders talking about who have right to make children while you thief milk money out children's mouth. You stink and you're dirty. You stink and you're dirty. And I hope they have a God in heaven that if we don't catch you, he roasts your ass. Because you put people in this country, you left them with no choice. You left them to commit crime. One after the other.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide
where we go from here is your vote.
Your vote can protect our country's faith. But use it well before it's late. If it is that who you're voting for,
Fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting,
vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the proven to be your equal amount, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If
PNM supporters defending PNM. If you had do what Faris and his children had do, you think you would be waiting while the army lie and make up lie to try and pretend that Faris didn't break 6 laws? You think you would be waiting? It's me with that bullshit.
this is the time is now that change should come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out.
In another nation, Vasant Bharat hide the face $30 million in dog rice, all you forget. You see a nice girl come in National Flour Mills when he was watchman in Flour Mills, you take a state painting off the wall and give the girl. Vassant, you think we forget? Stephen Cadiz, you think we forget your stunt in town? When last you talk about Keep Noel after they fire your ass from government? Miss us with that bullshit, man. No mercy. Let's put our country together again. Terminate the reign. Empty the parliament. A pack of jokers. A pack of mocking pretenders. Stuntmen and women. Making asses of the people of this country. Have done nothing of value for not one of you. The only people who are happy in Trinidad and Tobago is white-collar bandits and criminals. Them living large. Them children posting fancy pictures on Facebook with your children money while your children belly rumbling. And you're talking red and ready, yellow and steady. Only sad, boy.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and there's only chance as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul.
Promising you roads and giving potholes.
If they are the reason why the economy goes brown,
Ask Kamala,
when you're voting,
defend that $300 billion you spend. Wear it.
if it is the passing laws,
That them alone could flout.
when you're voting, vote them out. If it is the building ISIS, east, west, north, and south,
Just as how you vote them in.
register and vote them out. Totally, state your finger and rescue the country. Vote them out with tempo.
Keston, if Kerry is your brother, yes, he's a giant among men.
Our country.
Saturday, I hope you coming down. Noon, 19th Stanmore Avenue.
Vote them out with calypso.
And joyous refrain.
Let's put our country together again.
Listen, we could talk this talk every single night. If we don't turn that talk into action, we're going nowhere now. If we don't make sure and organize our brothers and sisters and get them awoke and tell them stay awoke, don't be distracted by stunts. Look at the track record of these two parties. Look at what they've left in their wake. This badly damaged and destroyed society. Look at our country. We top the world charts in everything that is wrong. The PNM and UNC sycophants quick to come and defend. But it is indefensible that this blessed nation, that is the third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere, outside the hurricane belt. We have one of two pitch lakes in the whole world. Oh God, man. How you could defend the condition of this country? 1,000 people dead in the last 2 years alone. How you could murdered. How you could defend that? How you could defend it? Our reality is this is as a result of racist tribal voting for two cancerous and corrupt parties. That has to done. We cannot survive another PNM or UNC. Right now we need to get ready so we could call for an election. We're 4 seats away. We're 4 constituencies away from being fully formed at 41. Not even the UNC could say that. We are present on the ground in almost every constituency in this country, and we're getting ready to insist that it is time the people have an election. We will start to agitate for an election. It is constitutionally due 3 years from now, but the Prime Minister can call an election at any time. Register yourself. Be ready to vote. Spread the word. Evangelize. Do an end run around the traditional media. Make these videos viral. Make videos of your own. Make videos of your own. Call for change. Call for representation. Call for equality and justice for all. Call for one people under one flag. Call for an end to tribalism and racism. Call for equal distribution of the state's resources and all of our people being treated with the same same dignity and the same respect in all institutions and organizations of state. Call for Trinidad and Tobago to stand up as a first world nation and a paradise on earth. We could do this. Send us an email right now, peptrinbago@gmail.com, peptrinbago@gmail.com. This Saturday at noon, we're meeting. Every Saturday at noon we meet, but this Saturday at noon, come down, come and meet the team, come and get involved, add your voice, add your ideas, listen to ours. Make some sense of this country. It is broken and listing bad. We're in trouble. The country is in trouble. And the reality, I was told in a meeting today, neither the PNM nor the UNC have the moral authority to address it. The country will accept it. It will accept the medicine from neither of them. You need a party with vision and plans and policies and heart for the people. Neither of those two parties do. You need to get on board. We have an app, PEP app, P-E-P-A-P-P, available on all the app stores, free to download. We have a website, peptt.com. You could check it out. You could get involved in any way that you want to get involved. Come and join us. Come and add yourself and your numbers. Every day we're growing. People piling on. Make it big. Make it happen. We need to be ready to rescue this country and make it better again. Yes, thank all of you who put up with my being late tonight. Tomorrow, I'm joined on set, not here. I'm joined on set at Pep Media with Suzette Lauer. We're having a show, Counterpoint. Tomorrow is the debut of Counterpoint. And our guest tomorrow is Keitha Chandler from the Grassroots Mobilization Committee. She will be there with us and we'll be addressing issues of national concern. On Thursday night, Frontline continues. Last week's episode of Frontline did fantastic numbers and we have an all-women's panel this Thursday. You don't want to miss that. Yes, I think that's it for now. Remember, Pep and Parang, get your Pep and Parang tickets. 500 tickets. When that's sold, that's it. Come and join and lime and take a drink with us and a little parang is a Christmas thing, a different vibe. We ain't gonna be talking, well, I mean, we probably will be talking politics, but not like this, because we don't work when we're drinking and we don't drink when we're working, yes? So, to all of you who are here tonight, thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.